It's like that's one thing. Well, we talked about this last time, right? The real coconut water when you can get it.
So I ended up drinking the lemon ginger shots anyways. I
But
think
they're
I'll put
too
as
strong.
much ginger next time, but it was still good. I just had to get used to it. It was just powerful. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it to taste
Well,
powerful.
it's a shot. It's a shot.
Yeah,
It's supposed to wake up your system, right?
yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would go and get it and just sip on it. So I did, um, but I only probably consumed about half of it, and then the other half was a little bit icky by the time I got to it.
Mm,
So it was good.
awesome.
Yeah. How are we doing, Carla?
Hey. Well, I'm not sure how much of our conversation you heard about the ginger shots, but if you did, great, because they're an amazing immune boost. And if you didn't, well, anyhow, we are on the natural skin brush, and it is bamboo. So it is all bamboo. So it enhances blood circulation. When you're doing skin brushing, you are going to start at the bottom, so at your feet, and you're going to do circular motions moving up towards the heart. So you start at the feet and you do your circular motions moving up, and you want to do around the legs and the back of the knee and around the knee and work your way up and the abdominal area and then your arms and your chest. For the most part, when I'm doing it, I take the head off and I'll just grab the head and use it like that. The only time I put the arm on it is for places where I can't reach. So that would be more like my back.
Carla, love, it's just not changing. It's just showing me, but we're hearing Lorraine's voice. So I don't know if you could change anything.
Hmm. Oh well. So it
Yeah.
gently detoxifies the skin. So you'll see a lot of dead skin fluffing off you. Best time to do this is before you hop into the shower or into the bath. It's going to improve your skin health. Of course, it will because you're getting rid of the old stuff. It's going to stimulate your lymphatic system, and again, you're making some rubbing on there. And anytime that you're over the lymph is saying, "Yes, bring it on, do more." It's going to reduce inflammation and swelling. And of course, it would. Again, you're stimulating the blood flow and lymphatic flow. It's going to support organ health. And again, when you're working over any part of your body, any abdominal area where the organs are, yes, you're stimulating those organs. It's going to help reduce stress because you know what? It feels amazing. You just feel more alive. I don't know what it is. It's like a real wake up for your entire body. Not like coffee at all. And it aids in creating beautiful skin. So you know how a lot of seniors, their skin is it's almost like paper, and it's very thin. So this is going to give you nice plump skin, and it's going to give you that youthful look.
Yeah. I remember last week when we were talking about the nanofulvics and the Fresh and Clean and Beyond Beauty. When I first came into the protocol, I had a t-shirt zone that had been red for years and years and years. And so I would do before that, like you said, before the shower, I would do some skin brushing and get that area all activated. Go in. Quite often, I would do a salt glow as well. before the shower, and then have my shower and then jump out and spray either the Fresh and Clean or the Beyond Beauty. I honestly did do alternate them between the two, and then a little bit of the Beyond Beauty cream. I don't think we had the C60 at that time, but I just did that consistently enough, and then eventually the skin recouped and got better, and I have not had a red t-shirt zone ever since.
Awesome. Yeah. So again, it's going to restore and detoxify the skin.
Certainly did.
And for more information, go into the library. So the DACA Detox library.com and check out the Do-It-Yourself Healing Guide, where you'll find videos. And then our next thing that comes up here, and I'll just give it a second, is our Avicen.
Wonderful. Yeah, the Avicen is one of my ultimate favorites. And this is a microcirculation device. It's going to increase your microcirculation by 67%. You see the little blood pressure cuff there, and you can see from the picture a little knob there. That means you're going to put your hand in through that blood pressure cuff. When it turns on, it's going to create the blood pressure cuff, get a little tight, then relax, and then get nice and comfy around your wrist. That's going to help the body to move that warm blood through your system. Where you're resting the hand inside the device is going to heat up, because we have heat functions in our hands and feet, but it was much easier to build a device for the hand than the feet, of course. So the warmed blood is going to move through the system. It's going to move through your lungs as well. So it's slightly warmed but highly oxygenated blood. And as soon as that warmed blood hits the pituitary gland, the brain says, "Oh, my person must be exercising. We need to distribute this." So it turns on that natural function, and the body sends that warm blood everywhere. And so that is wonderful, because we need to affect the microcirculation, those small little capillaries that end up being like hair-like structures all throughout the body, that's delivering nutrients to the individual cells. Also on the lymphatic side, it's also going to help the lymphatic side to pick up those toxins that those individual cells are going to kick out. So that slightly warmed but highly oxygenated blood is going to go through your microcirculation. Will just slightly dilate because it is warm. And that is the warmth of the blood is going to help to gently melt those blocks, and the microcirculation, they're going to slightly increase from the dilation of the warmth. And so it is really going to help the body out, increase that microcirculation, get the nutrients into those cells so they can do their job, and also allow those cells to then spit the waste back out and have the lymphatic system pick them up.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew this, but if you put all of our veins, arteries, and microcirculation all together in a line, it would encompass the entire earth. Can you imagine that?
That's amazing.
That. That's a lot.
That's a lot of places to get stuck and get things clogged up.
And the majority of it is microcirculation. And that would make sense, right? That's where the delivery of the nutrition goes, and the picking up of the waste. Yeah. So it'll relieve anxiety because it pushes the body into that parasympathetic nervous system, our calm, rest, and repair. It expands the blood vessels. It strengthens cardiovascular health. So anybody having any heart issues or vein issues, it reduces pain and inflammation. So anybody who's got arthritis, or maybe you're an athlete and you've got some repetitive action pain that you're having, this is the thing that you need. It decreases muscle spasms, and of course it would, because now your microcirculation is increased by 67%. It reduces stiffness and relaxes the muscles, and reduces arthritis. So that warming situation actually starts to melt away any crystallization, calcification, and scar tissue. I love this machine. When I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I am going to take advantage of that time and I'm going to set my Avicen for 30 minutes, put one of my hands in there, and I'm sure it's not 30 minutes and I'm back to sleep. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I wake up and my hand's out. And
Yeah.
it's got the little bag on, but oh well.
I definitely put a bag on your hand each time, because over time that oil off your skin is going to get in the engine and play havoc with it. So definitely make sure to have a little bag on hand. When I first started this, I was doing shift work and I was doing night shift, and this allowed me some time to you're getting ready to not do shift work anymore, but you maybe have a few more priorities to get at first, right? I wanted to get through my 3 courses before I quit my job. And so it definitely helped me get a better restful sleep when working nights. I'm certainly glad I'm not doing it anymore, but this would definitely played a big part in my helping my body to deal with night shift and make sure that I could get up and be fit for duty, as they say back in the heavy equipment world.
Yeah. And it's relatively inexpensive. It really is. I've spoke with a lot of people, and a lot of people will make the investment and use it for themselves and then start sharing it with their friends and family. And now they're charging them like $10 or something like that to recoup some of their money.
Yeah, that's right. And as soon as you use it, you want to buy it. So that's the Avicen company actually says that is their biggest sales force usually is someone who's just used it, and that enthusiasm and whatever the Avicen has done for them is what sells the next one. And so this is don't say you might try it and then think you're putting someone off. You try it, you're gonna buy it.
Yeah. And a lot of people, one of the questions that we have is, which hand do I have to use? Well, both. You can do both. You can do one or you can do both. And then how long can I leave it in? I remember, I can't remember the guy. Is it Bill, the guy who
Tom Muehlbauer.
Tom, thank you. I remember seeing a lecture or him being on one of our practitioner things, and he says that in the evening he used to sit and read the newspaper. I don't even know if you can get newspapers anymore, but he would have the newspaper there and one hand in, and he would just do it for an hour.
Yeah. And there's some sort of magic. I in the very beginning I was in on their own kind of version of practitioner training, and they said that they were, of course, doing more testing and more studies as they could and as they could afford it. But there was some sort of magic that happened when you did at least 3 20-minute sessions instead of a whole hour at a time. Something magical that happened when you did the device. And like I said, that microcirculation slightly dilates. And then you go back to whatever your normal level of blood pressure is. And so just that slight change and then back to your normal, and then a slight change and back to your normal, something magical was happening in the body when they had people doing that. I recently had some interest about pregnant ladies using it. And so I reached out to the team and they said, absolutely, it's perfectly safe for someone that was pregnant. It wasn't overly warming. It was only slightly warming the blood and highly oxygenating it. So it was totally fine to be used by a lady that was pregnant.
And I would actually go a step further and say, you know what, if you're pregnant and you get one of this, just think, how many pregnant ladies, especially in the summer, if you're due in the summertime. I remember my daughter, she was born July 23rd. And we lived in Manitoba where it was hot and humid. And I remember how swollen my feet got. If you were doing this, it's going to get rid of the inflammation. So you probably wouldn't even have that problem. If you were doing it regularly, like what Sandra said, 3 times 20 minutes a day. Yeah. And then I do remember too, as you're carrying that baby and baby is getting bigger, you need to start taking some naps. So this would just put you into that parasympathetic nervous system so you can have a half-hour nap or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would wake up when you said you would wake up in the middle of the night. Well, I would wake up, do this as a morning routine doing night shift, and I would wake up 4 or 5 hours later, hands still in the device. So I was out. I was out and getting a good sleep.
Yeah, and the best thing is that it puts your body into that parasympathetic nervous system. And really, it relaxes your body. You feel that warmth, and it's like, yes.
Mm-hmm. I remember being at the course, and one of the first ladies that I seen was a little Hutterite lady, and she had peritoneal cancer. So the lining of the abdomen had cancer right in the lining of the abdomen, and I remember Daryl saying that he had to give her a little bit of encouragement, like it's okay, it's on, and now your body's feeling just a little bit of pressure because it is, like I said, it's pushing out that warmed blood, and if you've got lots of blocks, you're maybe going to feel the avicin slightly pushing at that. So he just gently talked with her and said, "Don't worry about it. Let's just breathe together. Let's just stay calm." And she kept the avicin device on. And then I do believe they were staying at the in the condo there, right there at the training center, and heard back from her the next day that she had lost, I forget how many pounds, but she had just started being able to urinate. Like she wasn't hardly urinating before that, and just losing all that water weight because now all of a sudden that microcirculation channels were open. She was able to go and urinate quite a bit. She passed stool like she hadn't for a while, and it was almost like a miracle. And it was really just the first day. They had just been educating her lots and getting a feel for what was going on in her body, had her use some of the energy medicines, and what a difference it made for this lady.
Yeah, I remember too talking to a lady, and she bought the Avicin and she started with the Merigen. And
Mm-hmm.
she had had incontinence for
Mm.
20 years. And she
Wow.
said within a month, that was gone.
Wow.
So with the Avicin, it is getting rid of crystallization, calcification, and scar tissue. One of the reasons you've got incontinence is because of the crystallization, calcification, and scar tissues. So when you can open up those and melt the crystallization, it's gonna make a world of difference. She was doing the happy dance. Can you imagine being on Depends for 20 years and then free?
And go ahead, love.
That is giving people quality of life back.
Yeah. And everything that we do, we're teaching the body, right? So to keep doing the abs and not just get a little bit of relief now and then, but to keep up and do it consistently, you are now teaching the body how to get into that parasympathetic, right? We've been running in this cuckoo zone for so long, we all think it's normal. We actually have to take the time and do these internal and external therapies on a regular basis because we need to teach the body how to calm down, and we need to reestablish that connection with ourselves.
Any questions on the Avicin?
No, there's still lots of people watching, but no questions just yet. So
okay. So the next one is our Bioptron.
yes.
So the Bioptron has the fullerene light lamp lens. There we are, right word, lens. And that is the same as our Tesla glasses, and which is the same as the C60. It is actually the C60 molecule. So we know how great C60, MCT, and hemp is for the body. And that same technology is in that lens. So it is changing that the structure of whatever it is being shone on into a healthier state.
Absolutely. I really love using the Biotron. And thankfully we have one in the office, so we can go in and just take a little 10-minute break and take my glasses off and turn the Biotron on and just lean right into it and get that into my eyes. So I really love having the Biotron in shining on my body on a daily basis. When I was back home, my niece fell when she was skiing and she cracked a tooth. And so they weren't really into health, but I was pretty sure they would do the Biotron because it would make me feel good. Every time I did it, I would just feel relaxed and feel good. So we made the agreement that when I was away, they would take this larger unit that's just exactly what you see in the screen, the table floor or the table Biotron, and they would shine it on her face 10 minutes a day. And then when I was away, I had the smaller handheld one. Or sorry, when I was at home, then we would switch and she would use the handheld one. And so 3 months later, they go back into the dentist. Of course, the dentist wanted them to do root canals and do this and do that. And her mom really didn't want to do any of those things. And so 3 months of using the Biotron, and the dentist went back to see the dentist, and he's like, well, I don't know how, but your tooth's healed, so we don't need to do anything.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And you can the Bioptron also increases microcirculation, and I think it's 30% 36 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
The beauty of the Biotron is you can focus on one area. So if I've twisted my ankle, I'd want to be focusing on that. If I've got a rotator cuff problem, I'd be focusing on that. If I had a lump or a bump anywhere, I'd be focusing on that. If I had a macular degeneration of any sort, I'd be shining it on my eyes. It's so versatile, and it is the only full spectrum healing light. It improves cellular metabolism. Lorraine, metabolism.
Yes, I'm about to stumble as well.
It initiates a positive cell reactions. The light penetrates the body's tissues. And I remember on one of the things that the lady, I forget her name, who promotes this, she said if you stack two people on top of each other, the bottom person is still getting benefit of the light. So it's an amazing thing for going right through and penetrating the entire body. It reduces pain and inflammation, increases that cellular healing, stimulates collagen production. And I know, I've got a couple of biofeedback machines, and there isn't anybody that I've ever tested who didn't have a lack of collagen. And I believe it's because we're more toxic than anything else. And once we get rid of that toxic load, then the body can start hanging on to the collagen and bringing it back to where it should be. But this is an amazing thing to help stimulate that collagen production. So collagen is what makes it so you don't get wrinkles on your skin, and that things are moving properly. It boosts energy and motivation. So you can shine this on the bottom of your feet, and then you're stimulating all of your chakras. So if you want to balance your chakras, you can shine it at the bottom of your feet. If you've got a headache, I would be putting it where the headache is. This is an amazing thing, and there's absolutely no downside to using it.
I remember at home, I would have my my massage table set up, my pelvic expander, my Avicen, and my Biotron. So I'd have one leg up on the pelvic expander. I'd have the Biotron perhaps on my face to start with, and then one of the hands in the Avicen. Do that for 15 minutes. Switch legs, switch hands in the Avicen, and then maybe put the Biotron on my pelvic region or my stomach, and shine that right on my skin. And so that was a part of my everyday protocol when I was at home. And like I said, I would just feel good. If you got the winter blues, I also had the vitamin D light and the crystal panels. But if even I think the Biotron, if you only had that, it certainly it made me feel good every time I used it.
Yeah, and another relatively inexpensive home thing that you can set up. Use it for yourself. Start using it on your family and your friends, and before long, yeah, you've helped a lot of people get healthier. Because it is something that, like Sandra said, it's going to put you in a great mood. I mean, it's like the warmth of the sun, only with an amazing healing properties.
Yeah. All right. Well, like I say, we've got people watching, but no questions coming in. So whoever's watching, just throw your questions in there. We'd love to help you out. So let's talk about the Tesla Lightwear. Again, this is by the same company that has made the Biotron. It is the same lens in the Tesla Lightwear that the light is shining through in the Biotron, the C60 molecule, that magic molecule. So this is the only eyewear that transforms harmful light into a healing light. So not just bringing that light into a neutral position, but turning it into a healing light and a healing frequency. Oh, I'm getting hiccups from my coconut water now. Heal the eyes, heal the brain, enhance concentration and memory, optimize your decision making, reduce stress and anxiety, improve your mood, improve your eyesight and energy, and eliminate eye fatigue. And that's something that I've heard from several people, whether it's my own family members or people who put them on right in the warehouse in Kelowna. Wow, my eyes calmed down just like that. My eyes feel great. They feel less stress.
So we are bombarded nowadays with blue light. I mean, there isn't anywhere you can go that you're not getting it. Unless you're at the beach, But in normal life, you're in an office, you're in your home, you're in the mall, you're going grocery shopping, you're in your vehicle, you're at night with other vehicles driving, the street lights, all the lights are now blue light. And I encourage you to look up blue light poisoning. So right now, believe it or not, there's more kids being diagnosed with things like cataracts. And it's because they're on these devices, they're in front of the TV. They're not going out and playing. They're playing in front of the TV. And they certainly don't have the Tesla glasses on, because if they were, they wouldn't be having the blue light poisoning. So a lot of adults will invest in blue light blockers. And sure, that's going to help, but that's not going to enhance the health of your eyes, where that's what the Tesla glasses do. They take that damaging light and transform it into healing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's kind of, I don't often talk about negative things, but sometimes it's a little frustrating when we know that technology could have been made just a little bit better and not harmful at all, but just a few extra pennies they saved, and so now we're getting tons of blue light pouring into our system. And on that note, when we're not protecting our eyes with the Teslas, and we have a ton of blue light pouring into them, that will create a brain burn. It's going to, it's that straight access into your brain from the eyes, and that's a lot of acidity. So, when the body starts creating things like cataracts or things start going wrong in the eyes, I guess maybe I'm speaking strictly about cataracts that are floaters in the eyes, that is your body actually trying to defend itself. We're the operator, and yet we're not listening. And so when we have that ton of blue light pouring into the eyes, the body has to defend itself. We're not listening to the messages. We're not realizing that eye strain is actually body talk, and it's trying to tell us that something's wrong. So the body has no other thing to do. It says, hey, do we want to be able to see through the eyes, or do we want the computer to work? No, we'll actually use the computer. The computer needs to work. So the body, because we haven't listened to the eye strain, we haven't listened to the headaches, we just keep doing whatever we're doing. So the body has to start sending fiber into those eyes and creating a block just so the brain can keep doing its computer work, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. So our body is always doing what it needs to protect whatever is bombarding it, right?
right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. No questions?
No, let's keep going. We got more people logging on now that we were able to keep the stream going for a bit.
Okay. Now we've got the Pure Wave. So the Pure Wave magnet. This is what is bringing our bees back. So this is an amazing discovery, and it works on people too. It's not just saving the bees. Um, it harmonizes all
I sleep with it.
biological life.
I sleep with mine. What do you do?
Yes, I sleep with it. I have it under my pillow. If I've got any aches or pains, I mean, for a while in Ixtapa, I tore my meniscus, and that's where I was having trouble and pain and swelling. So yeah, I was using that baby. You bet. You bet.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll read through the slide here, love. Sorry, so you don't lose your throat on me here. Save the bees and save the world. Harmonize all the biological life with sacred geometric waveforms. You can put it in your fridge when you're not sleeping in the bed. You might as well throw this into the fridge. Keep your food fresher for days longer, and that's because it's going to slow down that microbial growth. It's going to purify your food up to 90% within 10 minutes because of the wonderful frequencies and geometric waveforms coming off of it. It can double the size of a colony of bees and make sure those bees are living their life right to the maximum. The electromagnetic frequencies are used to energize the cells. It's healing and protective frequencies. And like we both said, it relieves body pain, improves sleep and insomnia. I think that's one of the most common things I've heard is underneath the pillow or maybe up against the knee when we sleep. And sometimes I have tucked it underneath my armpit when I go to sleep, for sure. It's been super interesting. I'm not sure if the bees gentlemen are still doing their Be Brave show, but they did a good 6 episodes with us, and it was really fascinating to learn all about the geometric waveforms and how he really investigated how to make it. He knew the strength of the magnet that he wanted, but he had to build it in a certain way to keep the magnet inside separate from each other. And I know you won't know this, Lorraine, but I work in the warehouse. And so when we go to pick them and put them in orders, we actually have to peel them off because they'll stick together. So we have to, it's pretty fun. But yeah, they are incredible. One little warning, you're going to keep it away from your phone because it is a pretty powerful device. So you're going to try to keep it at least a foot or 2 feet away from your phone or your computer. We don't want anyone wiping their memory off their phones. So that is one little bit of warning there. I think, and maybe a heart monitor or things like that. You might want to keep it away from that. But other than that, it's good to go. Stick it on the body, stick it in the fridge. Take it. Some people will take it with them to a restaurant, put their plate of food on top.
Yeah. Yeah. So even when you bring like your produce home, you could just let it sit on there for a bit before you stick it in the fridge.
That's right. That's right.
No questions?
No questions.
Okay. We will go on. So the next thing we have is our Pure Wave honey. It is amazing honey. I love this. I'm starting to use it a lot more than what I did before. So it's the highest vibrational healing honey. I remember as a child, I was playing and I scuffed my knee. And the old lady who lived next door, she took out her honey and put it on that. I didn't know, but it definitely made it heal. Pretty incredible. So, but this one here, because of the vibrations that the bees have when they're making this is above and beyond any other honey that you could ever get.
And this is the same company that makes the Pure Wave magnet. So they will take that magnet that we have to sell that we just talked about, and they will cover the beehive. And so the bees inside there will be living in that frequency. Remember, I said it stops the microbial growth. So that's why the bees will live to their maximum lifespan. And then they also take that honey and then they pass it through another machine that has the same magnet again. So it is, like Lorraine just said, it is the highest vibrational healing honey that there is.
Okay. So it's from hives treated with the Pure Wave cell. So one of the things that the inventor is doing is he's providing those Pure Wave cells to beekeepers. And that's one of the ways the honey is helping to pay for that. From what I understand, the sales of the honey is helping to pay for that. So beekeepers, I mean, all of the information out there tells us that our bees are dying, right? Because of all the different waves in our atmosphere. So with this, the bees are actually thriving. They're bigger, they're stronger, and they're thriving. So their honey is amazing. The honey is charged further with 360 Pure Wave cells. It's crafted from selected organic beekeepers. It's not heated or pasteurized or filtered beyond 400 microns. It's a superfood retaining all minerals, enzymes, and nutrients. One of the things that just popped in my head is honey is the only thing that I know of that doesn't go bad. That, you know, that speaks volumes on what is in honey and how healing it is. Yeah, and each jar supports the mission to save the bees.
Yeah, the Brent and the team at the 4RBs decided that if we're going to save the bees, we actually got to save the beekeeper. So they knew they had to build in some profit for the beekeepers and help them out. So he's an absolutely fantastic person. I would love to meet him in person someday because he decided that, hey, we've got this idea, we've got this technology. He understood algorithms and things like that from his previous business adventures. And so he just said, I'm going to put my heart and soul into this and let's do a feel good project. And did he ever hit that out of the ballpark there? It is a wonderful tasting honey. It's healing for our bodies, and we're helping save the bees by helping save the beekeepers.
Exactly. And if you heard our conversation about the ginger shot, it is sweetened by this honey.
Absolutely.
And so we're just bumping up that ginger shot with honey.
Yep.
Okay, the next thing would be our crystals.
Yay. And these are on a fantastic discount. When we're out of them, we're not going to be restocking them for reasons more to do with the vendor than anything else. But at the same time, while we've still got them, we want to bless people with this product. So you buy one, you'll get 30% off. If you want to buy an adult and a child, you'll get 40% off. And if you want to invest in one of the larger units or the protector and a bodyguard, if you order 3, you're going to get 50% off. Some of the adult sizes, some of the adult colors, I think the royal blue and the purple are already gone, but the rest of the colors are there. And I do believe I think all the children's colors are still there. And I do believe for the protector, We only have the red protector left. So we are starting to run out, and we'd love to bless everybody in their home and get one of these. We love working in the office. I think we're going to have to maybe hide some so we keep some in the office, because it is a very calm place to work, even though there's a ton of computers working in there. And I've always said it's because of all the crystals sitting in the warehouse. So maybe I'll sneak a few out and we'll hide them. Hey, Lorraine, does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here in Calgary and I've got my own little stash for people who come here too. So
Nice.
yeah, I love this thing. When I was in Ixtapa, I had a heart release by one of the other practitioners. And she happened to come to my apartment, and I had made some lentil soup that morning. So after she did the heart release, while she was doing the heart release, my pendant was swung over to the side, right? Because I'm lying down on my back. And then when I got up, my pendant swung back to the center of my chest. And then I asked her if she wanted some soup. She said, yeah, I ladled it in a jar. And as I handed the jar to her, the way I moved to hand it, the pendant swung off from where it was sitting.
Mm.
And she said, oh my gosh, I got to take a picture. And the pendant had already taken down the inflammation where it was sitting. So it had made a nice indent in there of, already in 5 minutes or whatever it was. Maybe it was 7 minutes, but it wasn't long. So these pendants and protectors and crystals work with Radionomics, which is the energy. They work with the energy grid of the earth to deliver the healing frequencies. So they really are amazing. They really are amazing, and they do work. Yeah.
They're going to protect you from negative frequencies. They're delivered with the colors of the spectrum. It's infused with vitamins, strengthened with minerals, saturated with amino acids. It's steeped in enzymes, infused with pure oxygen and pristine European crystal. I do believe he's even taken some information off of some of the products and put them in there too. So I think it's got a little dabbling of Doc Detox blessings in there too. So like Lorraine said, it's just fascinating technology, the radionics. It's a little bit different than what a lot of us have heard of, but from Lorraine's testimony and mine from working in the office, and just my personal belief that I feel calmer wearing it. This is definitely a very wonderful energy medicine to bring into your own life.
Yeah. And then we all know that, everything that plugs into our home creates electromagnetic frequency. So to bring that electromagnetic frequency down in your home, the house protector, if you've got a bigger home, like maybe you've got, I don't know, a bigger home or a mansion, then you'd need the defender. And if you are on an acreage and you want it to cover your acreage, then you need the guardian. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, love that. We're kind of getting on to an hour. So how about we just maybe wrap up with some information that we need to share? Carla, if you're in the background, if you want to throw up that Patriots screenshot again, I'd appreciate that. Dr. Darrell Wolf did a show this morning with Terry Mullins and another gentleman from within Terry Mullins' organization, and they were talking about the infinite iodine and infinite iodide. There you can see on the screen, it says the Patriot sale. We had so many people calling in saying, hey, you're right, they didn't notice that it said July 4th on it. They just started calling in saying, hey, we can't get the discounts. What's going on? So the management team had a quick little give gab and said, okay, let's just throw it on today. And so the infinite iodine has been selling like hotcakes already. So the iodide in the 2 ounce, the 4 ounce iodine kit, and the 16 ounce iodine kit, the 100 mil and 500 mil of the humic and fulvic acid, those are all 50% off on the Patriot sale. Both sizes of the IGF are 40% off. And then the prostate power is 30% off. So that is just a jam-packed full sale. Today is Wednesday, so we have our flash sale of essential oils. We had the peppermint 100 ml only at 50% off, and then the lavender and the hair restore at any size of those at 50% off. And then, like I said, in the background, with the crystals, buy one, 30% off, buy two, 40% off, buy three, 50% off. So we have got a menage of different things going on there. But that is what's going on for the current sales. Where else do we need to draw people's attention, Lorraine?
I am just going to bring up these other slides with the advertising of what is going on.
Right. Dr. Dara Wolf will be shortly heading to Australia. And so they have a lecture series in Australia and they have a course planned in Australia. So Lorraine will do her click-clacking in the background and find those slides.
Oh, that's Carla.
That's Carla. All right. Good job, Carla. Thank you.
So we've got lots of lectures in Australia that you can take advantage of. And, there's nothing like being live at these lectures. The energy in the room, the information that you get, they've got products there. Quite often they have some of the energy medicine machines there. It is an amazing thing to do if you want to start looking at alternative to change your situation.
Right. So the Australian lectures are Sunday, July 28th, Byron Bay, and July 31st in Coffs Harbour. Let's see. Let's talk about the 2024 course dates. Coffs Harbour is going to start August 7th, and then move to the whole life, the Wolf Non-Surgical on August 17th, and then the pelvic restoration April 30th. Then they come back to Oxtapa, and they'll start the whole life coach October 9th. Lorraine and I are conspiring whether one or both of us will show up in Oxtapa for that. The Wolf Non-Surgical will start on October 19th, and then the pelvic restoration will be November 1st to November 3rd. And then for 2025, Oxtapa course for the New World Practitioner. Looks like the whole life coach will start on January 29th. The Wolf Non-Surgical will start on February 8th, and then the pelvic restoration will be February 21st. So there you go, people. We also will have, what slide do we have up there now? Okay. Sure, let's talk about that. Sage Wolf is going to be in Canada from Monday, July 22nd until the 4th of August. So he's going to be there to do Wolf Non-Surgical, and he always keeps with him the thermography, and he does consultations and the heavy metal testing he can also do himself. If he's with Magdalena, which he'll most likely will be, he will also have access to the Cell Sonic. So give him a call directly, 250-801-5673 to book. Space is limited. He is getting those dates pretty filled up. And then let's talk PTT. If we can find a slide that shows the PTT or the 5-star retreat. If you've got any of those there. We would love to invite you. There you go. Good job, Carla. We'd love to invite you down to Oxtapa, Mexico to experience the DoD 5-star Healing and Training Center. Come to us, or Dr. Sage will go to you. And this is the ultimate healing experience. It is just wonderful to be down there in the tropical region. Get all the beautiful food into you and all the energy medicine. Get treated or trained or both. And that would be that'd be my choice. If I was just stepping into this world, that's what I would do.
Exactly.
chat about now, Lorraine?
We already talked about the Australia lectures and the courses, and just know that, all of our courses, we have dropped the prices by about 30, 35, 40%, something like that. Where the Whole Life Coach certification is now, for the 9 days, it is 3,900. For the Wolf Non-Surgical certification, the 12 days is 4,900. If you take both of the Whole Life Coach and the Wolf Non-Surgical, that is called our New World Practitioner certification, and that is 8,000. And then the Pelvic Restoration and Disease Prevention Masterclass for women only, $1,197. Like I said, we have dropped our prices because we want to get this information out to the masses. We want to be able to do whatever we can to provide this information. So if you're Canadian, you are paying in Canadian dollars. If you are Australian, you are paying in Australian dollars, and US in US dollars. We're doing while everyone else is raising the price. I know groceries have gone out of this world. Mind you, I was in Mexico for a while where I was spoiled with fresh produce, and the cost of living was practically nothing. But anyhow,
$75 would feed me for weeks.
Exactly. And it was just picked yesterday, so it would last for weeks. But yeah, so we want you to get the information. When are you? Your questions matter because you matter. But when are you going to matter to you? And take the advantage of educating yourself so that you can become your own practitioner, and then shine that light and maybe plant some seeds.
Exactly. Thanks for putting that screenshot up there, Carla. Coffs Harbour host is Thora Klein, and her number there, I'm going to read it off. Yep, 610-413-993-493. If you've got any questions, give Thora Klein a call. If you've got questions about the lectures that might be happening, she'll be able to help you out. And then, of course, the host for the Extapa Z1 Neo course is Doc of Detox themselves. So give Dr. Darrell Wolfe a direct call, 855-900-4544, extension 0, or his direct line at 469-861-8884.
And then we would love to hear your testimonies. So if you've got a testimony about a product or a course or anything about your healing journey, please go to docofdetoxtestimonials.com, and you can just type it right in there. You can upload a video or an audio or written testimonies, however you want to do it. People love to hear stories, and that's what this is for.
Yeah, the authenticity of your personal experience will make a difference for somebody, right? And I think this goes hand in hand with everything we learn throughout the Whole Life Coach. You matter. Your thoughts matter. What you think matters. What you say matters. You and yourself and your vibration will make a difference to someone else. So let's please share that love that you have now experienced in your own body with sharing your own testimony. We'd love to see it. Let's talk quickly about the BHNapp.com. We are in the testing phase. And so we need lots of eyes and ears to go into that app and touch every single button and check it out and make sure it works. We need several pairs of eyes to go through it. So if you're in love with Dr. Detox and you're in love with yourself because Dr. Darrell Wolfe has helped set your spirit free, we would love you to come alongside us and check out this app for us. The next slide, that's really good, Carla. Thank you. The Ultimate Healing Guide. Let's get that perfect day guide downloaded. That is over 500 pages. a beautiful document, beautiful enough to sit on your coffee table. And if you want to flip through the pages and put some markers on which page you need to go back to keep reading, or if you want to mark, say, this is the humic session, this is the bright eyes section, this is where I've got my ultimate coffee enema instructions, that's great. I like using both. I like having the version on the desktop so that I can use it as a PDF to do a quick little word search. And then I like having the nice, the beautiful document in my hand so that I can change those pages and flip those pages. There's something magical about having an actual book. So I definitely, personally, I like having both there for us.
And the next slide, the only permanent healthcare is self-care. The only permanent love is self-love.
There you go. And that's the heart of the matter when it comes to DACA Detox. And we're going to take those ideas and we're going to infuse them into ourselves so that we can fly, so that we can first love ourselves. And this is where Lorraine and I and our hearts just burst open, because we wouldn't be the people that we are today without the knowledge that we gained and without regaining that personal connection to ourselves and the whole life coach. And so Lorraine was very educated to start with all her health information. I was just a little girl from a farm that was a trucker. And, so no matter which perspective you're coming from, you can learn to fly. You can learn to first love yourself.
And raise to your full potential. We are nothing but potential. That's it. So grab a hold of it and get going.
That's right. Together, we were definitely stronger. And we, Lorraine and I, even though we've just been on the video and we're seeing each other, we definitely knew each other because we worked together in Ixtapa, and we had that commonality of wanting to teach the whole life coach and wanting to teach how to be a brave heart. But even just coming together and doing these shows on a weekly basis, we're starting to get a shine on for each other, and we're really enjoying each other's company. And together, we feel like we're stronger. And so that definitely plays out for the larger community. Together, we're stronger, everybody. So let's go find that Braveheart oath of, we can chat about this for a few minutes too. There you go. Okay, let's land on the Braveheart oath. And that's a good choice, Carla. Thank you very much. There we go. Okay. Is it okay if I read the Braveheart oath, Lorraine?
You bet. You bet.
All right. This is our Braveheart oath. This is what we need to learn to say to ourselves. We can also take this and personalize it into our own Braveheart hero contract. And Dr. Dara Wolf will keep teaching about that more so. But let's just end today's session with the Braveheart oath. Everyone take a breath with me and you read it out aloud at your end as well. I am love. I'm healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will always trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself, first and foremost, before anyone else or anything else. So help me God, because I can. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. So you take care, everybody out there. Lorraine and I are signing off, and we're so happy to be here with you. So 3, 2, 1.
We got this.